But I'm installing something inside your head. I'm installing it slowly. That's why we got these things. Let me show you one thing, how I teach my kids as well. Television. Yeah, it's television. It tells lies and you vision it. Yeah, the best way to program something is by programs. Everything on the television is called a program. If I want to program this society, I'm going to program everything through the television, and I'm going to install this way of life. You're going to see on every advert, this festive season, especially, they're going to install you for years and years. Your parents are going to become compatible to it. And it's like your brain is a hard drive. It's installing this information. And when you see something so much, it becomes the norm. It's not the norm. This is why they glamorize all these other things. And you see all these things getting glamorized. So things become norm. Bruv, there wasn't so much killings until Call of Duty. Like, bruv, I've seen 12-year-old kids playing Call of Duty. There's a reason why this game is for 18. You understand? And for your parents who let these kids walk around with this stimulation, this is created to stimulate, desensitize our kids with these big zombie killers. There was no such thing as a zombie killer when I grew up, because I didn't play Call of Duty. And zombie killer only come out in Call of Duty when the zombie mode come out, and he had the big ass knife, and now everyone's walking around with this. Now I got a zombie killer. I got it. And bro, they desensitize our kids. And now our kids who are playing this game at the age of 12, it's your fault for letting your kids play this game at the age of 12. Because now they did, when age of 16, they thinking, I've done this, I'm stimulating. And this is how they teach you. Let me show you something. You go, oh, by playing a computer game, this is not, but let me show you something. To learn a plane, they put you in a stimulator mode. They make you sit down on the artificial thing, and you feel like you're flying this plane. You've never ever flown a real plane, but it feels like you're flying the plane. You're sitting there, and this is how they teach you. You've got to do 100 hours before you even allowed to step in a real aircraft and get that up on the floor. But they put you in something that's called a stimulation mode, and they stimulate your brain, make you feel like it's real, and you become desensitized, and then you're lifting the plane up. The same thing as playing fucking Call of Duty. There is no difference. You're sitting in this mode, you're glued in, your mind stimulated to the screen, and you got this knife, and you're running around and you're stabbing people. Okay, it's called desensitizing your brain, becoming the norm. And you cannot say that this doesn't work, because it's tried and tested, because this is how people fly planes, bro. Okay. Welcome back to Koh-versation. We got the main man himself, Snatch, aka he lives the real life. I was gonna say the UK modern day Mr. T. Yeah, some say.
But that's a lot of gold on you right now.
Yeah, utmost important. All praise is due to Allah. Alhamdulillah. That's the most important thing. We'll give the praises to God. He makes everything happen. You understand?
How much is that? What is that? 2 mortgages? 1 mortgage?
We go back 2 kilos on. This is a kilo on a piece. It's a half a kilo and some change.
How much is a kilo even worth?
It depends. As I said, jewelry is something that I specialize in. Fully qualified jeweler since 2012. Goldsmith. Attended the London University of Arts. So, for me, gold is not the same price as a customer. So everything you see on me, I've made. You understand? And yeah, so if I'm gonna sell a chain like this of this caliber, I'm looking for 25 foul for this chain. A chain of this caliber, I'm looking about 15 foul. You're looking about 6K and some change for this.
So 6K's change to you?
6K and some change, you understand? Yeah, 6K and some change.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we found our newest and one and only sponsor for this podcast. So all you sponsors can go away.
Yeah, so 6K and some change. We're looking about free and some change for the other bits and bobs, you know.
And let's go to the ring.
Yeah, so this is a special piece. This is a 28 karat emerald. Like, see, when I got this, yeah, this is, like, people will tell you, so emerald wasn't as fashionable when I first started this piece here. So I got this stone actually from abroad. Yeah, it's a treated stone. This piece here is set in 18 karat.
So when you said treated, what do you mean?
So you got natural diamonds, and then sometimes, or natural emeralds, but sometimes you got to heat treat them to, you know, like, amplify their color, bring out more that the significant color, or you might need to inject. So this thing here, this stone here, you know, some people say it could be worth 20,000, it could be worth 10,000. You know, it's more sentimental to me. If I was to sell a piece like this with this 28 karat emerald cut ring, yeah, I will most you want about 15 to 20K for something like this. Obviously, the next ring is another piece that I made. All my pieces I made. The next piece that I made, so we got black sapphire inside the central piece with 2 half-a-carat stones. They are GIA certificated, you know, half-a-carat GIA certificated stones. They're a bit of money. You understand?
Brother, my bit of money and your bit of money is different.
but
So
it's
how much is a bit of money?
A bit of money, a bit of money, a couple five and some change. But it's the thing about it is the way I accumulated these things it wasn't, oh man, just forked out. You understand? No, I've got a job here. I've nicked a bit of change over this job. I've been in the jewelry game for a long time. You understand? It's not something that just happened overnight. I've had this ring for over 10 years. Everybody that knows me said, but this ring's had for over 10 years, but it's still in fashion. I've had this ring over here for 8 years, but it's still in fashion because when I make something with longevity. I'm going in, so I can brand my jewels and my children can brand my jewels if I ever pass away. So it's something that's not only got sentimental value, it's got longevity. It don't go out of fashion. It's just, this is the trend setter. 50 foul, I know you're looking at the watch, it's about to skip on to that. Yeah. So this is.
I'm gonna. No, wait. I want to move. Let's keep the watch last. Let's go to the right arm.
Yeah. So right arm, we got. This is light. So this is.
Can you just hold it up so the camera can? That's light.
Yeah. It's light.
But you want to, bro? This is light.
Yeah, I know.
This is light.
Nah, I know.
I'm just guys. This is light.
But you know what it is. You know what it is with this day and age. Yeah, this day and age. There's levels being set. You understand?
Yeah.
There's levels being set. We got the original trendsetters. You understand? As I'm gonna say, my brother BP, free my brother BP. You understand? So a lot of it comes from the original trendsetters, and this is light. As I said, this is light, man. This is
how I see how he keeps saying it's light, but he doesn't want to. How light is that?
So the bracelet cost me about $4,000 to make, but this retails for maybe $6,000-7,000. This one here, this is Cartier. This is a Cartier band here, yeah.
And that's light as well.
But the reason being why it's light is because I got this on a chop. Someone come and chop this in, but really, someone come and chop this in, they wanted some other bits. So they've come into my shop and said, yo, I got this, there's the papers. This retails for $44,000. Cartier is overpriced. You understand? You can get a lot of these, made. Yeah, you can make these replicas and ones that are very, very, very good alike that you can get. I don't wear that. I've got this as a luck. This was lucky. Somebody's come in, they wanted to watch. They said, oh yeah, this was bought as a gift. It was actually somebody's missus bring it in. I think she must have got it from my boyfriend. The boyfriend must have been in jail. And she's come in and said, look, I want to chop this in. I want to watch my boyfriend so I can chop this in. So I got this, accumulated this quite luckily. You understand? A lot of people don't really have this unless they come across it in luck. No one's going Cartier and buying this. Guys are making this. You understand? People would rather make it, which will cost you £4,000-5,000 to make. Something like that. So I didn't go Cartier and I didn't buy this, but this is authentic Cartier.
I appreciate you first and foremost. I appreciate you and I thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Life Snatch.
Yeah.
What made you go into studying jewelry, how to make jewelry, and become a jeweler? Because I say this. I haven't met anyone from where we're from that does this, but everyone wants that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what made you go one further and said, instead of me spending it, why don't I make it?
All right. I used to have bad teeth before I got my teeth done. Not that I had bad teeth, I had a chipped tooth. I grew up with a chipped tooth. Everybody know what chipped tooth snatch or chipped tooth, my government. I always used to go to a brother named Mark Christmas. I'm not gonna lie, these were like trainers to me. Like $2,500 on teeth, $3,000 on teeth. Don't ever get it twisted. It's like, I got to the point where it's like, yo, man's losing these bits. Like, man just lost the teeth. It's costing me. So it's like, it was always in the back of my head, like, bro, this doesn't cost this much once you understand the game. Once you understand the game, buying and selling items, you think, bro, man's only getting this much amount for this amount of gold, but these teeth only weigh 7 grams, and man's paying $2,500. That's about fucking £300 and some change. So it wasn't adding up to me. And what really made me want to venture into doing something really legitimate, which could accumulate some bit of money, was I've seen the best of the best fell to this shit. You understand? When I say this shit, I mean this life. You understand? Getting money. The best of the best. Like, my dad is an official OG in this thing. You understand? For those who know, you know my father. He's Terry Dixon. He's original Northwest Badman. Okay? And he was a professional boxer. So he accumulated a lot of money. Professional boxer. He was in the Olympics. He boxed in the Olympics. He has a big name for himself. And especially like when I was growing up, it was like, bro, I was in nightclubs from the age of like 14, 15. You understand? And this lifestyle that I could see, that I was venturing into as young, it was like, yo, it's good. But now I can see the funds are running out. I've always been an intelligent guy. My dad's always made sure most of it is come from my mum. Don't get it twisted. But my dad always opened my eyes to a lot of things in life. and a lot of mistakes that I didn't want to make. You understand? So me seeing from an older role model who, bro, don't ever get it twisted. I'll be sitting in the house and I'll be seeing 250,000 cash, and them days there, it was a lot of money. He could accumulate money. You understand? He had a lot of nightclubs on lock. He had a lot of connects. He was a professional boxer, Olympic boxer. Whatever he was doing, he was accumulating a lot of money. I read newspaper articles about he's tied up. So he went to jail for tying up some guy in the bath and that who owed him £500,000. You understand? If someone owed you £500, £1,000 in the fucking 90s, it's a lot of money. You understand? It's a lot of money. So I see him lose this wealth. You understand? By the time it comes to man's 18, I see him struggling. It's like, yo, my man's kind of falling off. That's when my mum said to me, you don't want to turn out like your dad. You got to be doing something which is that you can fall back on. You need your plan B. So this was never my plan A. My plan B was to just go hard in these streets. You understand? That was my plan A. I'm thinking, yo, when you're young, you don't really get to appreciate much about life until it hits you hard. You understand? So you don't really appreciate nothing until you're in the can and you're thinking, yo, man's need to wisen up. Man's inside here, I ain't got no money, bruv. You understand? If I was doing this or if I was doing that, you understand, I could have been, utilizing of something legitimate. So where my boost come from life was seeing my father's failure. Seeing my father fail. Not that he failed, because he didn't utilize life or his surrounding environment to his full abilities just because he lacked not having those legitimate businesses. You understand? And the way forward is the legitimate business.
It's interesting you say that, because so you turn a negative to a positive. That's right. Which not a lot of people can fathom or think of doing that, especially at such a young age.
Yeah. As I said again, it was a lot of support from my mum. See, my mum, we grew up in a household, there's 5 of us. Yeah, I got 2 older brothers, 1 younger brother and 1 younger sister. Like, my mum went hard. There was no, when I say go hard, there's no days off. And I'm talking about my mum will go out from 9, she's working a job, she's come back, she's working another job. Like, all our simple charges, make sure the yard is clean, you understand? Sometimes my mum's not back till 9. The grind was real. So I'm seeing the transition with my mum. Don't forget, my mum's a dope girl. She's from the east side, she's a dope girl. Everybody shout out, they know her. My mum's a dope girl, still, she's old school with it. And she sacrificed her whole lifestyle for us. And I see the transition. You see me, I see things different. I see whole life different, whole aspects of life. The whole way I interpret things is completely different. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed. Yeah, and I believe that's the 12% of society are left-handed. But us left-handed people who will understand what I'm saying, we are very, very, very advanced when it comes to certain things. And we are very alert to what's our surroundings. You understand? I'm seeing a brother take his phone out before you even know he wants to take his phone out. You understand? I know someone's ringing me before they're even going to ring me sometimes. This is how it is. Like, my intuition and my senses is just completely different. You understand? So I was growing up. My mom was like, TJ, where's the remote control? No one can find, TJ, me lost my wallet. Yeah, TJ, yo, coming. It was always, yo, TJ, and that's the God's honest truth, because my mom knew that I was different, and my mom, she'll hold that on the chin. It's like, yo, nah, man, he must have had the remote control, because every time he finds something, how comes you always finding everything? And it'll be to the point that we got no money in the yard. Somehow I'm going through one of my mum's old school jackets. Yo, mama, there's £15 in here. You understand? And yo, mum was going mad. How do you find that £15? Because there was no money in the yard. I'm talking about there's no money in the yard. But something just told me, look here. You understand? And look there and I found it. You understand? And that's how I've always been as a kid. You understand? I've always made sure I put that extra mile in. And I don't know what it is. It's just, bro, I'm always open for learning.
You're open for learning.
Yeah.
And so that's quite interesting, because reading is, you love reading.
Yeah.
You're a ferocious reader.
Yeah.
Any books you recommend? Yeah.
My favorite book, which was A Piece of Cake by Cupcake Brown. I'll read fiction, I'll read factional books. You understand? I understand obviously we understand the laws and the secret books, but that book is the book. And one of my most favorite authors coming up now is a brother named Brother Polite. You understand? We also got Dr. Umar Johnson. You understand? So you need to focus in and understand what we're talking about heritage, and we want to understand more about our body and what we are capable of doing in this realm and and others. Let's just say, you understand what we are capable of doing. I've always been a spiritual person. I've always been tuned into listening to, the elders and hearing what they got to say, reading books. But yeah, my 2 favorite authors are, I would say at the present moment, would be books by Dr. Umar Johnson or books by Brother Polite.
You've always been spiritual, and one of your earliest spirituality searching was Rastafarian, I believe.
Yes.
And would you say you owe that to where you are now to a certain extent? Because a lot of people, I think, where we go wrong, like you said, you're left-handed, your intuition is alert. You got time to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, we don't know ourselves,
Nah.
and we never take the time to know ourselves. Would you say that helped you get to know yourself to where you are today?
Rastafarianism plays a big impact on my life. People don't understand what Rastafarianism is. They get confused as a religion. Rastafarianism is a way of life. It was something that was predicted by a man named Marcus Garvey, who said there's going to be a king that's going to be anointed in Africa, and we should look for him for guidance, for repatriation. Okay, so Emperor Selassie, King of King, Lord of Lords, conquering the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Before that, Emperor named Emperor Selassie. He was someone that was a leader in Ethiopia, which basically, how can we put it? He was basically the King of King, Lords of Lords, and Ethiopia had never really been, when you say it's like colonialized, they still had a lot of knowledge to give to the people. So Marcus Garvey said, look to Africa for a king to be anointed. Once I was studying about this whole Pan-African movement, I understood that he had a purpose, was to obviously try to educate people like myself. But I never, as I was taught, I'm trying to put it in the ways, as I was taught, Rastafarianism played a major part in spirituality, but it isn't a religion. They have a book named the Kibra. It's an ancient text. It's an Amharic. It's a book which I believe loads of religions have now deprived from this book. So my leading religion is obviously Islam. Islam is what taught me how to be who I am and to conform and to understand life. As I said, all praises due be to Allah. Islam is what actually made me who I am, my character, made that transition. You understand? And if I was to pray to, when I do pray to God, it's Allah, and I believe in the oneness of Allah. But Rastafarianism was the setting stone for me to make it to where I am today. So, but Rastafarianism is a thing where every religion can embrace it. You understand? So in Ethiopia, we got Christians praying next to Muslims. You understand? And in Islam, we are taught that Christians are our brothers. Rastafari played a big impact in my spiritual journey, and I owe it a lot. But we don't want to get it confused as a religion, but it's not a religion; it's a movement.
So going back to you as a young one, you said your mum works 2 jobs, maybe 3. Active. You see Pops going through the struggles he's going through. You then follow suit, go on the streets, see what's that like. But what's more interesting about you is you made that transition. Yeah. Which not a lot of people can make that transition. How did you, at such a young age, make that transition? Just being
in a open. To be honest, it's being open to learn. I'm always aware there was more to life because I had that head start in life, and my father got to show me there's these multi-millionaires doing this. I'm going to places like New Cavendish Square, nightclub number 5. My brothers will tell you straight up, we're getting inside this place for free. We're in there 20 man deep. You understand? These times I'm like 16 and I'm going upstairs and I'm venturing the whole place. And this guy owns this whole building. It's a guy named Dre. He passed away, but he used to own this club. And it's like, like man's in this environment where it's like, just £500 bottles coming down, and man's not paying for that because it's nothing to these people, but it's something from the social environment that I'm from. So I always had that little boost and that little taster of wealth. So it's like once you get that taster, you grab it and you're thinking, I'm not trying to be any less than this. You understand? I used to do a lot of youth projects. I was in my local youth centre, QCCA. There's a Queen's Crescent Community Centre, and a man named Fraser. He was always knew that I could offer the community more. There were some apprenticeships coming up, some courses and apprenticeships coming up, and I said, you know what, let me just look and try and make a quick transition and cut a change. Cause my mum told me, look, you need to do something legitimate, have something legitimate in your life, because you have to do the legitimate route, because otherwise you're just gonna have funds and you're not gonna be able to utilize these funds. So it was more of a situation of trying to take advice from my mum and understand, look, let me just try and fit into a society a little bit before man gets dragged into this thing too deep. And the apprenticeship come up. It was quite far. I said to mum, look, boom, we're going to give this thing a little go. Here's a little change. gonna need your credit to get me a bike so I can drive too. So that's it, boom, Vespa 125, mommy, yeah man, no worries, I'm gonna support this car. Yo, there's not many black jewelers. She knew whatever I do, I'm gonna go hard at. So she knew anyway, like, yo, I'm gonna break my back and make sure man's got this bike for my son. So we got this bike, Vespa 125, remember it. Boom, I was just on it every day, chopping, going to uni and coming back into the hood, then go to uni, back to the, my brothers are like, bro, what you doing, bro? Like, you spend a bad time at this uni. I'm saying, nah, bro, trust me, I can see the bigger picture. No one's figure dealing it. They're thinking like, bro, you are the main member. I'm out here, I'm one of the main members. And then like, yo, like, bro, what you doing? Like, what? Like, I'm saying, bro, this is the cut, this is the check. I'm showing you, long time, this is the check, but we're gonna look back at this day and say, yo, this is what's really happening. Man, couldn't see the vision. No one can see the vision because there's blockers. They got blockers. You know, they're bunning the zoo and the blocker stuff. They see me, my brain just bam, project through all that. I'm thinking long term. Like I'm seeing, bro, I see these OGs all rubbed out. I'm looking around me like, bro, my man was the guy. He's rubbed out. He's rubbed out. Why is everybody rubbed out for? Because everybody thought it was the long term selling drugs. Like this drug game is made to fucking last, bro. You're meant to utilize it, get in and get out. Simple as. That's what it is. It's not something that's long-term driven. Yeah, you might 1 in 10 people or 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 people might benefit long-term of it. But those other 99 people, where are they going? They're in jail when they're all rubbed out and they can't even support their kids. You understand? And I wasn't trying to be another part of that statistics. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm looking at the longevity for this thing because you know what? These streets ain't going nowhere. These streets has become my first nature. It's easy for me. You understand? And if I ever get stuck, I'm going to take something off a man. Normal. So that's how my mentality was. I wasn't thinking about it. I can always come back to this. I've learned everything. I've utilized everything here. You understand? I'm not well known in this and my thing is embedded. So once you master a trade, you want to move on to something new. It's like I want to move on to something new and I know I can always come back to this because if it's needed in my lifestyle, I can always draw for that card because that card is in my deck now. I need some more cards. You ain't got you can't play blackjack with fucking 32 cards, bro. You understand? You can't get through life with one card, bro. This is what these guys are getting confused. You need a deck. You need to be able to, yo, I can bust this. And when the brother wants to pull out that, yeah, I got this. And that's how I see it.
That is, wow. That is super. You can't go through life with one card. There's 52 cards. Utilize them. But it's interesting because not a lot of people can comprehend that or even think of that because you say you mastered the streets. You know what to do. You know what corner, you know what move to make. But that wasn't enough for you. Where a lot of guys or girls for that matter, that's all they've got it. Oh, we can go out there, make $1,000, make $2,000, make $3,000 a day, whatever it may be, whatever moves they're busting. But you said, nah, I need more. But what makes it even more special is you said it has to be legit.
Yeah.
You didn't say I want to go to a different territory.
No.
It has to be legit. What would you say for the young ones out there now who are just running around and can't foresee?
How the system is, how I say what you can't foresee, how the thing is like sometimes you might not know in life what you want to do. Yeah, but you've always got that friend who knows what they want to do. And as long as, you see me, I'm a man about micro business. You understand? I'm a man about micro businesses. A lot of my time, don't mind investing in people as long as legit. Man can't come to me talk about investing in drugs, bro. Can't come to me and chat about, I want to invest in this illegitimate thing. You understand? I want to set up a grow. Can't come to me and chat about that. But you're going to come to man and say to me, yo, I want to set up an ice cream van. You understand? Yeah? I understand you understand business. Because what happens with this life, we ain't taught how to manage businesses. Yeah? So we're basically taught, you know, go to school, learn this and become a slave for the system almost. Become a slave to the system and adapt to waking up early and being told what to do and being suppressed. And then when it is time for people to excel in life, it's like, yo, we're missing the most vital thing, which is the business experience, the module of how to run a business, how to manage money management, how to you know, file for your taxes. You understand? It make everything seem difficult. So this is why a lot of people, they just end up staying in these companies, but you're the guy that makes that company, bro. You're the guy without this company. These guys don't really, you're the backbone for this. My man don't know what he's doing. He just knows the business management module. You're the guy that knows the skills, the emailing, the filing, to sound professional. You're the one who's press send every single day. Without this motherfucker, he's nobody without you. You understand? But they don't make you feel like that. They make you feel like time, forget your job, and they put you in that little box where you're thinking, yo, man, actually is dependent on this. And before, yeah, man, my little pay rise and my advances, bro. No, that's not it. I'm on pulling that talent out and saying, yo, we can do this. You got to get the blueprint. You need to understand what these motherfuckers are doing and bring this blueprint to me, and I'm going to invest in this blueprint, and we're going to fucking run with it, because these motherfuckers need you, and you're only getting 10%. I'm looking to give you 50. You understand? I'm looking to give you 50, bro. So I'm all about investing in legitimate ideas. You bring me the blueprint, and if the blueprint makes sense, I know how to manage that. I know how to make that excel. I know what it needs. I understand the social marketing. If I don't know, I know who does. You understand? And we will make sure that this thing booms off. If it don't boom off, we've done something wrong. No one can do nothing wrong apart from us. So we put that same energy in this right now. Within a year, it's going to pay you off, because my man's doing it. You're working for the same brother that's doing it. So who's saying that we can't do it? We know his whole blueprint. We know who he's
because you're working it. You're doing it.
You're doing it.
Without you, as you said, you'd be no one.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't seem to understand is the power they have.
Yeah, yeah.
Because as you said, they make that company bigger than it is.
Yeah.
But it comes down to self-belief and a lack that how can they just say, you know what, I'm quitting my job.
I always say, like, you know, just start off small. You always got to start off small. I see life as agriculture. This is so the young youths can understand. Life is an agriculture. So that farmer planted the apple tree, yeah, but that apple tree ain't gonna feed him for 5, 6, 7 years. But he has to maintain that seed. So you see this, I'm planting a seed over here. Yeah, I'm not expecting this business now everybody wants to get paid now. It's not gonna help. The world doesn't work like that. Everybody wants to get paid now. You need to plant 5, 6, 7 seeds now while you have the opportunity to, because this money that you man be making, yeah, it don't last. And trust me, bro, yeah, and you get to the stage where it gets tiring. You got beef. Someone wants to take your stuff. Someone wants to do this instead of you utilizing. You want to plant your seed over here. Yeah, I'll plant my little seed over here. I'm going to water that, because in 3 years, this tree is going to start growing. And then it's going to start pulping after the third year. But while you've done that, you've done something over here. You've planted the seed and you're watering that. And that apple tree is going to feed you. And before you know, you got 5, 6 trees you can pick from. You're flourishing. It's like, yo, man didn't even see this happening. You understand? So that's how you got to treat your life. You got to treat your life like agriculture. You got to plant your seeds and you got to maintain it. Be easy. It's not a sprint. This life ain't a sprint. You got a whole 80 years. Don't think you got to be some millionaire by 21, some facade thing, because that's a joke thing. This is what they want you to think. Before you know it, you run into a brick room. Bow. You never pick your safety nets up. This is what happens to these guys. They get to here. I got 100 quid. Before you know, you hit the brick room. Bow. See with man now, safety net. I can't drop. If I drop, I'm only dropping here. Where these guys were dropping, they're dropping down here. They ain't imply that safety. This business fails. Oh my God, I got to pick up now. I can pull money from this business, inject it into this business right now, and keep the thing flicking, because that's what needs to be going on. But if you've only got one tree to pick from because you didn't want to do the agriculture thing, then you're going to make your house, you're going to make your stability not last as long. You're not going to be able to stay afloat. You end up doing other things now and jeopardizing your freedom and doing these other things. And you're back before you know it, you're 30, you're talking about, I want to sell a drawer. I want to...
Yo, Snatch, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but you got me on that one. A 30-year-old man coming back and selling a draw.
Bro, it happens. I'm not gonna lie to you, it happens, bro. I've seen it. But that is the cycle that's gonna happen. You've left something behind, but you didn't put the safety nets in place. You understand? It's all about the agriculture and taking your playing field seriously. You understand? You gotta see the long-term goal, because life don't really start, and I can show you, and I can assure you, look, life don't really start till you're about 30, 35 anyway. It doesn't matter what's happening there. Everything is experience. You're going to learn from your mistakes. You got to make sure you're consistency learning. If you ain't learning, then brother, it's a waste of time, bro. Don't think you're good too good to learn from anyone, bro, because you'll be surprised of what you can learn every single day. And if you're not learning something every single day, you're doing something wrong. Or if you're not trying to learn to better yourself every single day, you're doing something wrong. Because, bro, you got 2 ears. It's for listening, 1 mouth. Shut up, listen, take it in. If you don't want to believe in it, then analyze what you feel is bullshit and take out what's good. It's simple as. It's a skill that I've always done. Take things in. Nah, can't use that. Can't use this. But what you said there was saying a bit, right, yeah, I can fuck with that. Boom, take that in and move on to the next. Learn somewhere else. It's simple. Life is all about learning. Always.
Life is about learning. What do you... In your opinion, because the problem we have with the young ones is this, which I can understand. I can understand the conflict. So you got a man who's working a 9 to 5,
yeah,
tells them, do this, do that, don't do this. And they just look at them and say, have you walked the streets? And he says, no. Then they're going to say, well, I'm not listening to you. Which is fair enough to a certain degree, I can understand. But you got a man like you who's walked the streets. You know what it's about. How can we get through to them so there's a better life out there?
Yeah. We understand that a lot of these young youths are battling with a lot of demons themselves. So it's more educational about life. Yeah, more cultural things, having an understanding and about who you are and what about your heritage is, and self-love. Self-love is where it has to start. The young youths have to love themselves, because you're looking in the mirror and you're going to kill another man that looks just like you, if not just like you, is similar. You understand? And obviously, man, don't promote none of this violence and all this stuff, but sometimes, yeah, it's the way of the life. It's what happens. It's becoming a very common thing where men think they need to be pitting guys in spliffs to be somebody, because that's what's been glamorized. You understand? It's a lot. There's a lot that the young peer pressure that the youths have to deal with, but it all starts with self-love. You've got to love. You got to look in the mirror and be like, you know what, bro? I appreciate this life. You understand? I appreciate what I'm looking at. I appreciate myself. And once you got that bit of dignity and that bit of love for yourself, then you can look at another man like, how would I feel if I was in that situation? You understand? If I pick myself, how would I feel? And that's what it starts off of, trying to break the young youths into having a consciousness. They say like men don't really mature and become conscious until they're about 23, 24, 25. So it's easy to influence a young youth to do something dumb because they don't realize the severity of how important one's life is. So it takes a lot. It will take a lot.
How does what you're saying is key and crucial? Self-love. I mean, I can't love you unless I love myself.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't help you unless I love myself to help myself. So I've got enough energy.
Yeah,
and I can help you. What does the process of self-love look like, and where does it start?
For me, it will be with. It would have started with, obviously, it would start at home with my family. The love that you may attract from your parents, you understand. It was a bit different. It was hard for my mum to love everybody at the same time, you understand. And me, I got it a bit more. I was the one that was. I was getting beats.
I was the middle one.
Yeah, I'm the one in the middle. So it's kind of hard. You got your older brother trying to chat shit to you, then you got your little brother who's basically the same age as you, and so it's just one of them things. It's like, yo, man, it's just like, bro, don't ever get it twisted. It's like, bro, man left yard at 15, bro. I was in hostels by the time I was 16. You understand? I was doing things the hard way. I learned the hard way. It was till I was 19 when I had my first kid, where I understood, okay, man's got to kind of pattern up, but not only I've got to pattern up, I've got to be more sensitive to the way I am. You understand? I would used to blow weed in the yard. You know, no one's there, come home and smelling the weed, not realizing, you know, like, I don't want this for my kids. So it's like, for me, I really learned about this self-love thing. I don't want to say I learned about it late, but I learned about it once I had a kid. I'm not advising young kids to go and have a kid. That's not the moral of the story here. But that's where me personally, where I picked up on it, where you're gonna learn, where they're gonna learn is, bro, they've got to learn to appreciate themselves. They got to learn to appreciate themselves, and that's where it's gonna start. They're gonna learn to appreciate their surroundings and understand life. It was never easy, especially being an ethnic man, young ethnic brother. It's never gonna be easy. You understand? Because it wasn't made to be easy. That's how you got to see it. It wasn't made to be easy, and it's never gonna be easy. So you've got to appreciate someone. Oh, my mum, like, she didn't do that. Oh, fuck you, mum. Like, you done some bullshit. You failed, bro. The system was designed for your mum to fail. That's what you got to realize. You understand? The system is designed for mums to fail, bro. To become single parents and to raise kids and make you feel not loved. You understand? You got to understand. Our parents are dealing with the peer pressure and dealing with life. Yeah. And not only dealing with that, they're dealing with the stigma, and they're also dealing with this ethnic barrier that we have of suppression. So you don't know what it's like for your mum to grow up, bruv. Right now, you got it cushy. You want to chill up and appreciate that you're even here, because the times that our parents were growing up, it was a complete different struggle. They're not going to be able to give you that significant love that you deserve. Imagine, you know, you're depressed, you're going to work, you got some jackass fucking fool telling you some bullshit. You understand? And it's a lot. You got to understand, life is very, 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 it's stressful. So it's very, very stressful. So, and yeah, bro, you got people will never take into consideration, bruv, our parents growing up, is the times where racism was still a big deal. It's not a joke.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was rough. And it still is becoming a struggle. Only now that the power of the social media is like, oh yeah, this name and shame this person on the internet, and these corporate companies feel like they have to do something about it because they want to feel like they are not indulging in racism. But bro, trust me, everybody's got a friend who has a friend. Oh no, you can't bring that around my house. I grew up, I know how it is. Oh no, them black boys ain't allowed in the house. All the white friends are inside the house. Everybody's having a party. You understand? This is the sort of stuff that man grew up with, and it does exist. It does exist. You understand? So you can imagine back in the days with our parents, they grew up with this stigma, and it was a situation where times were a lot harder. So you're not gonna. The parents had the opportunity to excel in life like we do now. So you've got to take this to an advantage. You understand? Take this to our advantage and understand that, yo, it wasn't mummy's fault. You can't hold mummy accountable for the struggles, or how comes we ain't got this and how comes, because brother, we never got no inheritance. You got to remember, our families come here, maybe it's in the 60s or in the 50s. You understand? We've got a lot of families that migrated and come here, and they were only given what they were allowed to get. So we had to work with the crumbs, but we was making it happen. We're working off crumbs, you understand? Well, you've got these folks now who, yeah, their dad's passed and they've inherited 15 properties. You understand? 16 properties. It's getting split, the wealth is getting split down the generations, and they've got advantages in life. And you think, oh, how comes my man's doing this, and how comes this, and you're seeing all of this, and you're seeing all of this, or how comes Bill Gates is this rich, or this guy is that rich? Because, bro, everybody had wealth. No one got it like we got it. No one got it like we got it. So we can't hold our parents responsible for this situation that we're in a society. You understand?
Yeah, bruv, you because earlier on you said you're building, when you make your pieces, that's something that you want your kids to be proud of.
Yeah.
So they can carry on making it.
Yeah.
And you talked about wealth and inheritance.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think beyond them.
Yeah, no.
You know, they're thinking, I need now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like too late for me and you. Mm-hmm. But we need to set up our kids so they can set up their grandkids.
Yeah.
So if we ever come back around, because I do believe we do come back around, like our names is there. As you said, Bill Gates, whoever inherits 15 acres or 100 acres, whatever, we can have the same, but it has to start with someone.
Yeah.
And that's us.
That's right. Yeah, we're the generation now that we can make a difference, you understand? And not just a little difference. It's a circumstantial difference. We can start incorporating a thing that's called generational health. We don't only want to bring in residual income. You understand? We want to bring in passive income, enough income where our kids can now start to divide this wealth amongst them and utilize it for their kids and their kids. And the only way we're going to do that is by planting these seeds. You understand? It's all about planting these seeds, these micro businesses. People think, oh yeah, we got to do the mad thing. Oh yeah, we want to make 100 grand. One business, yeah. It don't work like that. You can have 5 micro businesses. Yeah, a man named Peter Murray should read his book. Peter Murray's a good friend of my dad. He talks about micro businesses a lot. You understand? He's got a book as well. He mentions my dad in the book, and you can see how he's talking about a lot about these small businesses. They're called micro businesses. So I can invest £1,000 now in this business that's going to generate, maybe something of a residual income, £1,500 a month off a fact. It's not a lot. It is not a lot. But when you got 10 businesses making £1,500 a month, that is a sum of 15,000. You understand? And you do the maths or if you want to do the maths on that, in 10 months' time, you'll be making 150,000. You understand? So this is what we need to start. This is what we need to start practicing. It's not about thinking too big. We can make these little businesses. A lot of us, we got entrepreneur mind frames. If you've come from the streets, a lot of you understand the drug. You understand the drug. You understand what's going on. You understand accumulating some money. It's like, yeah, cool. What's a quid? Yeah. You got that, as I said, what's a quid? You got that guy in school who you was cool with, and you can say to him, yo, like, your t-shirt company, no, I'm gonna invest in your thing. Don't worry, I'm there. Bam, my man's t-shirt company. His t-shirt company is gonna bring you fucking £100,000. We know that. But it's gonna bring a couple hundred pound every week, and then by the end of the month, it's gonna bring £1,500. You're 50% on it. That's £750 after expenses. That's just one of them. Yeah, cool. Now you got this guy over here, no, I'm a photographer. I want to take pictures and that. You got that other brother. Some people call them nerds. Some people call them artistic. You got these artistic guys that when you want to film videos. My man can't afford the EOS 500 or the D, or he can't afford the Sony. It's like, I'm going to buy the Sony, but I'm 50%. You bought that Sony, quick £3, bam, yeah, do your thing. I'm with you. But you get me, need any help, boom, boom, I'm with you. You understand? Yeah, no, we can do this to promotion, boom, boom, boom. Before you know, his thing's built up. 2 years down the line now, he's accumulating £300 per video and he's that guy because you give him that little head start, boom. But you're 50% on that. That's 2 now. You understand? Then you got your brother over there. Oh yeah, man, I want to clean crepes. I want to go get these things. I want to steam. I need all this. I can't do this. But there's so many of these guys out here that just need that little bit of oomph. You understand? And this is how we start creating our portfolios. This is how we start elevating our community. And I'm not saying, no, yeah, boom, but we got to only elevate the black youths because there's the white youths that are doing this and the black youths. It's not a racial thing. What we need to do, try to understand things that weren't taught to our ancestors or our elders, which were accumulating this generational wealth, accumulating enough money where you can sit down and look at your money being made for you, because that's what's going on. Everyone around us, you understand, these big corporate companies, they're sitting down at home and seeing everybody work for him. Person that owns the schools, he's sitting down, he's watching the schooling system work for him. Person that owns fast food chain of pizzas, anything you want to say, they're sitting down and they're seeing their money accumulate for them. And that's where you want to get to in that stage in your life. You know, you want to make sure I can sit down when it comes to 40, 50 and see my money work for me. You end up running yourself into an early grave and won't be able to teach the young generation what needs to be taught.
You said it right there. Your money needs to work for you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we do say why the rich get richer, why the poor gets poor.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe one of the reasons why the rich gets richer and the poor gets poor, because the poor sacrifice their most precious commodity, which is time, to make money. Right? There's only 24 hours in a day. So if I work for let's say I work for 10 of those hours and I get paid £100, that's a lot of money. But I'm limited to, what was it, 100 times 10 was 1,000?
Yes.
I'm limited to £1,000. Where the rich, they've invested their money.
Yeah.
They're not working.
Yeah, 100%.
And their money is just generating more money and more. And as you said, they got this little business, micro business, making money, this one, end of the month, and that's why they keep get richer. What happens to us if I'm making £1,000 a day? My lifestyle is gonna get used to that £1,000 a day.
Yeah.
So now I want £2,000 a day, but I've limited myself to working that 10 hours. So it's crucial what you said. Allow your money to make money for you, which a lot of people don't understand and think of it that way. One thing about you work hard, and you play hard.
Yeah, you gotta play hard. You have a bit of fun.
You play hard.
No, I play hard, but there's as you said, isn't it? I stay in my lane. I know how to play. You understand?
But you also play with freedom because you can.
Yeah.
Which a lot of guys don't understand, which you alluded to earlier, was there's no point having all this money if you're just going to hide it under the mattress and you can't spend it how you want to spend it. Because if they roll up on you, say, how do you pay for that?
Yes, of course.
And you can't prove that, we'll take that off you. Thank you very much till you can prove it.
Yeah. That's what's happening. It's a big fact, man. It's a big fact. So it's always, as I said, it's always about making something from nothing and then making it even bigger. And the only way you're going to make that bigger is becoming legitimate and paying your taxes. They're going to want you to pay your taxes, your expenses. Everything's got to be done in a coordination. You understand? You got to be able to prove for funds, because we're not meant to make it.
We're not.
No. Honestly, we're not. But we're in a day and age where we can bust through. It's like, yo, are you dumb? As long as we're using this, you understand? We can't be bound down anymore. There's no bound us down. You can't whip, man. There is no lynching. Are you dumb, bro? Man is not that guy. You understand? And we've got the us. So we've got that drive. So we need to utilize it. And by utilizing it, bro, we got to play their game. We have to understand their game. You don't go into something without understanding it. So you have to understand their game, because their game is made for them to understand. It looks like codes, it looks like texts, it looks like riddles, taxes and filings and this and that. It's like, bro, it sounds like a headache. But it's something that we need to incorporate. It's something that we need to tune in if you want to make it through this life. You have to understand the system. If you don't understand the system that you're trying to play, then the system is going to crush you. It's basic maths, bro. 1 + 1 is 2, bro. It's simple as you're in this playing field. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to play Monopoly. Come to my house, we're going to play Monopoly. Yeah, we're going to play Monopoly. You can't think you've never played Monopoly before, and we're sitting down here having to teach how to play. No, bro. Don't come and play a game you don't have to play, bro. Don't make no sense. These guys are in the streets, they're playing the games, and they don't even know what sort of game they're playing, bro. Understand the game that you're playing before you enter the game, bro. You understand? Man coming around with playing black is a blackjack. The event says blackjack night, but you're turning up to blackjack night not knowing how to play the game, bro.
Yo, Snatch. Do you know what's the most interesting thing is? I always tell my people this. You see the guys on the streets, they work harder than Bill Gates.
Yeah. We work here.
You see when you're on the streets, right? Your supply has to be on point.
Everything.
Because you don't want to let down the customer. Your margins has to be good because you're there to make money. So you need to make sure your profit is good. Your product has to be on point because you want the customer to come back. You're aware of competition because, you know, if your product is not good enough, they're going to the competition. You have to keep the enemies away, and you have to keep their law enforcement away. Yeah. That's harder than Bill Gates.
But it's harder than any business in the fucking world.
So if you can do that, how could you not go legit?
Bro, you see Richard Branson, his main thing is I employ ex-offenders. If you sell drugs, come to me. Like, this is his forte. This is his actual thing. Like, bro, you see all these guys working for Virgin Media, because my man understood that these guys are young entrepreneurs, bro. Like, I'm going to utilize of this I'm going to utilize of these brothers, and I'm going to provide, because they understand if these guys can hustle in the most dangerous and scarce environment on a daily thing, yeah, bro, let me bring him into this little piece of light work that man's got over here, and watch how these brothers want to excel. Once you give them a little drip, they just keep they turn the tap on, but the tap's on drip. You understand? So you're never going to be dehydrated because you got your mouth up and you're getting your drip. You understand? But at the same time, he's the one who's controlling the water. His thing's on. You see him in the Virgin Islands. Yeah, come over this side. My thing's on over here. The drip is mad. But we don't get to see that picture, bro. These young youths, young entrepreneurs, young trappers, because that's what you are, you're young entrepreneurs. All you need is that kick up the bum, yeah? Make that transition, bro. Always tell my brothers, always say this is a playing field, it's a sea, yeah? All of us are out here, we all got boats, everyone's on boats, you understand? But the thing about it is, no boat has a journey. You're just floating, you think, oh yeah, I'm just going with a ride, like every day is cool. No, bro. Look at the destination, see that bit of land over there? My boat's going there, yeah? And once I make that goal, boom, I'm making that transition. You understand? Because, bro, this game is not built to last. You understand? Before you know it, you got your own friend watching your funds, and he's thinking, yo, my man's doing a little bit better. Let's go punch a little hole in his boat, but don't let no one know. Like, me and you, we're just gonna do this. And jealousy is a thing that really exists. People cannot comprehend how somebody who's in the same situation can do a little bit better because they have that better drive. They don't understand it, but I'm the bad boy. Yeah, I'm the bad boy. Man can't utilize these roles without man eating. You understand? And it's normally it's not the baddest of the baddest guys that have that entrepreneur mind frame. They're just used to being the enforcers and want to get things done on a bit of a cruddy thing. They're more of the destroyers. I know how to destroy a situation. I don't know how to build it. And I've been around a lot of these guys. I've seen it. But then it's like, yo, there's only so many times you can actually do that. You start losing friends. Oh, man can't fuck with my man because my man's done this. And there. Before you know it, you're just got a circle so small. All these brothers want to do is take. And they ain't got nothing to give, bruv. Nothing to give. And when you're taking things, let me show you. When you're taking something, there is no safety net. You understand? You go from taking something Monday, by Thursday you're here, by Sunday you got nothing. You're doing the same dead cycle. And every time you're doing that cycle, you're losing a network. Life is about building your network, keeping your connection, keeping people close, because you don't know when you're going to need that person or utilize that person. These communities, they didn't thrive. Yeah? You see Mansa Musa, yeah? He was a major king in Mali. You don't understand. In Timbuktu, it's not some magical fake land that you hear and go back to Tim. It was a natural place that exists where black people thrive. We taught every single scholar. We had teachers. We had everything. And my man was known today, to this date, the richest man alive. And on his journey, he would build network. This man over here, he sells salt. Don't worry, take the gold for the salt. Building that connect. He could easily say, yo, give me that salt, because he was rolling 300,000 deep. You might think it sounds like a joke when I say a brother rolling 300,000 deep. He's rolling 300,000 troops deep in this thing, and he's got 25 metric tons of gold on the backpack of horses, and my man is just trolling, and he could have destroyed everything on the way, but he thought, I'm going to keep these networks on my way to here, on my way to here, on my way to here, I'm breaking off the bread, and I'm utilizing the thing and making my thing become a global thing. And this is what my man done, and everybody flourished. This is why Marley flourished so much, because my man was all about building. It's all about building your network, keeping your community, and making sure everybody's growing. I'm building schools so my community grows. You understand? I'm not going to go in my community and just start destroying the fucking school so nobody can grow. He's building it. And sometimes you had these guys that were doing it. Then you had the Spartans, the Greece. You understand? They were on destroying communities. They were on yeah, bullshit. Destroy anything that's in their path for them. Before you know it, they got a little circle 300. They were gang. Don't get into it. The Spartans were gang. There was 300 of them. They were militant guys. They'll come through. They'll kill your youths. They'll do whatever. But bruv, no one liked you. When you come through, bad people are scattered. And what's going on? Because they knew it was a destroying situation. When the king of Mali come through, Mansa Musa, it was joy. Everybody wanted to see him. They wanted to be part of that network. Before you know, you got people joining. Yeah, we're going to do this migration with you. We're walking. Before you know, the 300,000 strong is just going to 400,000 strong, because everybody wanted a piece of this empire. And it's possible. You understand? You want to be able to grow and help the people around you. You don't want to be the guy that's destroying things and getting lost in the sauce.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That is powerful. Well, you've always been about giving back.
Yeah, always, man.
Always. One thing about life, which a lot of people read, including myself at the moment, we don't pay too much attention to, is exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a point which you still are, get back through Bars Global.
Yeah.
How did that come about? And why did you think these youths needed? Because you was running one in Kilburn and you was more in charge of the Crescent side.
Yeah.
What made you go down that route?
You know what it is? You see, as I said, I'm always open to helping. You understand? I've been given an opportunity in life. You understand? Allah has blessed me with the grace of having money and knowledge, and this must be shared and taught amongst the communities, and especially the ones that are willing to learn. And when I was introduced to Bloods Global, they had a lot to teach me, you know, calisthenics, a lot about my health, my mental well-being. There was a lot of things that I was ready to learn about, which you don't learn from the CVs, from being in the streets, or you don't learn from being in schools. A lot of these brothers, they come from African heritage, you understand? Being from Montserrat and Jamaica, we have lost a lot of our heritage and a lot of how things are done in the African style. And a lot of these groups, you know, they would have, majority of them are biracial, but they all have African descendants. Their dads, you understand, who strong African men who embedded certain techniques where you can only learn from an African household. You can't learn this. And me being open, I'm willing to learn. I want to be with these brothers. I'm going to sit down with these brothers. I'm going to help to promote and do what they're doing, because these guys are on a righteous path. And I took to one of my brothers, Shirai, and my brother's Motion. These were another two key players in the Bar Global movement. And I took with them. We really bonded. You know, we was always open for learning. We want to learn. It's always about learning. You know, these brothers are about learning. And once you find somebody that's always willing to learn, you know, you tend to sit down in a group and you want to build. So I was more financially advanced, you know. So if there was ever events or anything that's going on that which wasn't made possible because we lacked the finance, yeah, I'm there. You understand? Or we needed the vehicle, I'm there, I got the vehicle. Or we need this, I'm there, you understand? I'm not gonna allow us not being able to spread the knowledge and spread the information that we have due to the lack of funds. And that's where I get a lot of my blessings, because God knows I'm out for the better cause. As much as man's done whatever, you understand? You go and hear the story about, man's down there, whatever. Man's out for the better cause. And
but you giving back.
Yeah,
I know a lot of guys have done, yeah. And they're not giving back.
Yeah.
And as you said, they're standing there or sitting there by themselves, paranoid, because it's going to come back.
Yeah.
And they're not networking. They're not making you friends. They're not making you connect. They're not pouring back.
That's it. So I'm always about a man giving. Even in this jewellery thing, you understand? I get these secret DMs from other jewellers like, wow, why are you undercutting the price so much? You understand? Why you undercutting for you? And I'm getting these DMs like, bro, man, promote the diamonds for $450, man. Not everybody can get it like you. You're fucking up the hustle. It's not that man's fucking up the hustle. Man's making it accessible for everybody. You understand? This is an element and a compound that is naturally ours. You understand? And for me to be extorting people for it, I do things within the small margins. I'm about small margins. That's why I accumulate so many customers, because I'm about small margins. But I get quantity. You understand? But I match the quality. So a lot of guys, they don't understand it. Yeah, I'm not that household jeweler. I'm not a household jeweler. Some people are optimistic about still coming to see me because my CV, it holds a lot of weight for doing certain things where it's like, can we really? Imagine if he just wants to switch it up and take this money off us, man. You understand? So it's limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
But this is a perfect opportunity to say we got a platform now to let everybody know I'm about giving, and I'm at that point in my life where I don't need to take anything as I never really have. Maybe we're talking about my childhood, but I'm always about giving, learning, sharing the community, man. So you're always welcome to come up, man, to Supreme Jewellers. We're up in Hatton, 34 to 35, Hatton Garden. You understand?
Please tell them that address again.
Yeah, it's 34 to 35, Hatton Garden.
Do you know a Hatton Gardens? If you don't, please Google it. Mm-hmm. All right, and you will know. So he's worked hard. So you see the problem we have as well. You alluded to it. The system is against us. Yeah. It's for some people, they actually don't realize that the system is against us. No. And by the time they find out or that penny drops, it's too late. You got a lot of guys who go in, because I believe once you go in, the worst punishment you can do to someone is put them in a can. Mm-hmm. Right? Once you put them in a can, you isolate them from everyone else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to me, thinking wise, that should be a downtime. Yeah, you should think they should better you, but they don't better you, and you're not thinking. It's actually in some cases worse in there than it is out here. Yeah. By the time you come out, you're on minus. Yeah. How can they then pick themselves? What's needed? So okay, I've done time. I'm never going back. What can they do to get on their feet? Mm-hmm.
So my experience, obviously. And I've gone to jail now. But bear in mind, I've got kids now. You understand? I've gone to jail. I've got kids. I think I just had my third daughter. Yeah, my third child, 2 daughters, and I've got my son. And I'm like, nah, this is not for me, man. I'm just missing out on bears. I'm missing out on a lot. Bear in mind now, I'm fully qualified. I got my qualifications. I qualified in 2012. I'm a jeweler, but these times, obviously, when I got my qualifications, I wasn't utilizing it. But these times, I've started to build my brand. It's like, bro, man's got all this, these clients, and it made my business. It made my business go downhill a bit. And when I'm in jail, I'm telling guys, no, I'm a jeweler, I do this, and it's like, bro, like chatting shit. Like, what you on about, bro? Like, black guy, jeweler, this unheard of. They don't understand it. I'm like, nah, this is not for me, bro. I got too much money to be doing this, bro. Like, in here for this nonsense. And that's when it clicked. It's like, you know what? I ain't trying to fall victim to this stuff, wasting my life. And that's when it clicked and I learned, when I come out, I'm going to attack this game. And I just kept on reading, learning, socializing, putting myself around the right people, kept on reading, learning, socializing, putting myself around the right people. Friends trying to draw me out, and I'm not on that today, bro. It's long for me, partying in the club. Nah, I'm not on that today, bro. It's long, man's been partying. What's man getting from it? Nothing. I took everything from it. Come by the zoo, I'm smoking weed for, bro. What am I smoking? You weigh up the pros and the cons. What am I smoking weed for, bro? More negative than it is benefit. Yeah, it takes away the pain and you can chill for it. But bro, just face the situation. Face those trials and those tribulations. Face what's everything. Smoking weed. I want to smoke some weed, man. Stressful day. Face the stress, bro. Overcome the stress. Beat the stress. You understand? You got to keep working to, you suppress these feelings. And these feelings, I'm not saying make yourself emotionless, but you're like, yo, that don't bother me. Man's moving on. And it's all about self-discipline and making these sacrifices. You want to make these sacrifices, like, nah, let's cut that out, man. For self-improvement, you've always got to make sacrifices. You want to make self-improvement, you've got to apply discipline. You understand? It's all about discipline. You've got to make sure you've got that discipline within. And you got to make sure you're doing the right thing. When I say sacrifice, I don't mean grab the goat and cut the throat. I mean literally sacrifice going out with your friend, or going out to eliminate partying, or eliminate these bad habits. As you smoking cigarettes, you got to sacrifice that habit so you can move. Even one step in life, it's still a progression, and it's all about those little progressions. And before you know it, you've accumulated so many progressions that you look back on them things like, yo, that was stupid. We're on to the new, moving. And that's what gel done for me, and I utilized it, and I put those thoughts and everything that I built up into motion, into real life reality.
That's powerful, brother. I mean, you don't need me to say this. I hope you're proud of yourself, bro.
Yeah. Have to be proud,
because you beat the system.
Yeah, you could say beat the system, but the system is still on to me. You understand?
No. You beat the system.
Yeah. We learning. We always learning. We always learn.
You legit.
Yeah.
No one can say anything.
Yeah.
You actually learned from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And what's beautiful is you giving back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you giving back, and you know the power that you hold.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a position which they can listen to you.
Yeah.
And the amount of help that you do, you help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And we appreciate you for that. I look forward to next time you pass by, I'm looking a little bit lighter than this, you know. No, we appreciate that. Any regrets?
As I say, life is the best teacher, man. Experience is the best teacher. You can't really regret nothing. You just got to make sure you learn from everything. If you're looking at, why did I regret and done this and done that, before you know that situation or anything else, you could have put you in a worse situation. Life is an ongoing battle. You're always learning. Because when you make it to the next stage, you want to better again. When you make it to the next stage, you always want to better. So there is no regrets. What you've got to understand is you've got to make sure you are learning. That's learn from every situation. It doesn't matter if you was right or you was wrong. You have to learn from that situation, and then you've got to interpret that situation and then adapt and make it better. As I was saying, man, it's always about learning. You got to always be open to learning, and you got to make sure you're storing that information. And it's man. You can't really regret nothing, because everything made me who I am. Everything made me who I am, and without that experience, or about any of the experience, it would have things could have turned out differently. You understand? So, yeah, man. By the good grace of God, you just got to show appreciation and give thanks. And it's key, man. A lot of people, one thing, I'm not saying, you have to devote your life to Islam or devote anything, but you must understand there is a higher power. You understand? A lot of people, we've lost that connection with our Creator. And a lot of people, how are you talking about? Where's God if you can't see him and this, brothers? That mentality we need to lose. You understand? It isn't of an ethnic culture, or it isn't of any culture. You understand? This other stuff was enforced by other entities and other beings. You understand? So we got to realize that God, we got to pick God first, and I'm not saying go and pray, but we got to have that consciousness. We have that consciousness of making ourselves to that godly body, and that's what's helped me a lot, and it helps everyone. You look at anybody, any situation, you see these guys, anybody that's doing anything positive, anything successful is by the grace of God. People look at Pastor Toby and they say, Pastor Toby must be doing this and doing that, but by the grace of God, he brings so much joy to people's hearts. We can look at the negatives of any person, the flaws of anyone, but what about the benefits? You understand? What about the benefits that this person does? And who says to say he does all of this or who does that? But at the end of the day, you're always going to downplay somebody who's by the grace of God, because this is what the devil does in disguise. You understand? You got to realize it. And anybody that's winning, they're praying to some sort of entity. You understand? So you've got to see it. You might not see them physically praying or doing this, but they be praying to something. You understand? And a lot of people, they might not be praying to God, but they be praying to something. And those who you can see who differentiates, you can see who's praying to God and who's actually got sincere a generosity and who's moving in direction, and these other people, these other vultures that will be praying to something else. But at the end of the day, somebody's praying to some source or some sort of power. So you got to make sure our power is God. It comes directly from God and God owning, and we want to proceed, because this other playing field, they want our playing field. Even when they're trying to entangle all this other stuff, it wasn't for us. The only way we're going to be guided in the darkness is by having the grace of God in our heart. You understand? And as I say, all praise is due to Allah, because he saved me. He's a saver. I want to shout out my brother preacher, Muhammad Molin. He's the one that actually showed me about Islam when I was 14, because I was on this rebellious stuff in school. So I just want to shout him out for real. He showed me when I was a young guy. So I converted when I was 14, and it's always been something that's been incorporated in me, even though I learned about Rastafarianism when I was growing up. My granddad is from Jamaica, and I understood the culture that came with it. But what actually brought light in the dark was the faith of God, and that's what everybody needs to make it through these hard times, man. That's what's needed. You need to have faith and self-belief, and also you need to have that. You need to believe if you believe in Jesus Christ, you make sure you stick with that Jesus Christ. If you believe in Muhammad, peace be upon him, then you make sure you follow the paths of that prophet. You understand? So that's all I can really say. It is this fact, bro, man. I'm telling you, I've been sitting in jail, and I was sitting in jail, and I sat down, and I was in the mosque, and it was after the khutbah, we have some things that hadiths, and the Imam was saying about a prayer that the Prophet used to do, peace be upon him, and it was a prayer that was taken out of the calendar out of the prayer time schedule, because they didn't want to confuse people about why Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was praying at this time around about 12:30 at night. They never understood it, because obviously you have the five prayers which have been passed down in the faith, but he used to do a sixth prayer. He used to do a next prayer which was late at night. So I started incorporating this prayer, but this is when I could really feel, I could really feel that the presence of the prayer and the ancestors, and I was getting a lot of very spiritual dreams, and I was waking up. And my son I was with BP at these times. He's like, bro, like, what's going on? Like, I woke up, said, BP, like, bro, you was just crying in your sleep. You was going through some next stuff. Like, you was in the next world. And he would tell me, like, yo, what was going on? I was like, bro, man, I was just sitting in the room with the ancestors. Like, they're telling me, bro, don't worry about this. This is a little hiccup in your life where you're gonna learn from this as much as you want, and you're gonna take it, and you're gonna flourish. And I've come out and I've attacked life. That's all I've done. I've attacked. You understand? I've been giving them this energy, giving them this age to come back with vengeance, because they tried to stop the work of God. They knew what I was coming with. You understand? And this is what the testaments and the trials and the tribulations which these shaitans will try to do. Regime. There will be these guys that will try to invoke this inner jinn. We all have this aggression inside us, and they will try to invoke this to make you do something which could put you in a situation. And they try to make me feel like I done something wrong by.
Wow, brother. I don't even know how you're going to answer my next question. There's a kid out there who sees you and wants to be you, but he can't get to you because he thinks it's impossible.
Yeah.
What advice would you give him or her?
Yeah, I'll just say, bro, you know the thing is Snatch_real life. Yeah, that's my SNATCH _real life. Yeah, I'm sure they'll put it up. And yeah, man, you just get at me. Anything you can do, or you need, or you can help, or I can advise. And I get it every day. Don't ever get it twisted. People will tell you, yo, man, I've just hit my man up, and bro, he said, come round to the shop, and before you, bro, I promise you now, man, like I've had brothers, like one of my, bro, every day. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm teaching kids how to wax up and do grills every single day. I don't know you from Adam. I don't even know your name when you stepped in here, and I don't even know if you're out here to rob me. But you know what? God doesn't bring these people into my life for me not to help them, you understand? And if there was a situation which will occur, I'm not going to fear no situation apart from Allah. So, bro, you put yourself in that situation, you want to try and inflict me and do something bad to me, you've got me and God to deal with, because you understand, God will put you in my path to give you a beating from God, because you need to learn. And as I say, it's God's beating. This is what I dish out. No, this is facts, bro. I ain't dishing out no beating.
Holy beating.
I ain't dishing out no licks because God's not gonna bring someone stupid enough. You look at this brother, you think this brother looks like he's about to eat children. Yeah. Yeah. And you want to come in my environment and try to do something, yeah, that despises it and breaks that disloyal trust. God put you here to hold these slaps today and liven up your thing. Do not ever get it twisted. Sometimes you gotta give the brother the holy slap, and bro, wake up. No, real talk. Change a whole man's life. You see, I'm the whole man. I've been giving my brothers holy slaps for the longest. You understand? And they just, every slap they turn into a different person. It's no joke. They will tell you, bro. They will literally, my brothers will tell you, know what, it'll be, and should be in the comments of this video and tell you, bro, I got the holy slap last week. You understand? And I was in hospital and I woke up a different man. Because that's what happens. Because you're not gonna come and do something stupid in my presence after we try so hard to improve ourselves, and you want to come here and try and take from me? Are you mad? Like, if I was stealing from anything, it was for the greater good, for the situation to help us right now. You understand? If I ever did, and I weren't trying, I never preyed on the weak or preyed on the poor. I was always after the big things that could make substantial changes. So now you want to come into my environment, which is I built, is free. I told to everyone, bro, you promote this place like it's yours. You come in here, you utilize these tools and you utilize everything like it's yours. You understand? You want to stay here? Stay here. I'm going. I leave brothers in my shop. I'm going. I'll leave you later. You understand? I leave my brothers in my house. Like the other day, it's like, my baby mom said to me, you just left them in the house. Yeah, just left them brothers in the house, bro. You understand? Because my house is their house. You understand? My cinema room is their cinema room. You understand? My luxury is their luxury. But then come in and leave them. You drop him home after as well. You understand? That's how it is. I didn't buy you this expensive car for it not to be utilized, for everybody to be utilized. My man needs to go home. Why are we paying for a cab? You drop him home. It's simple, lads. My daughter's friends come around the house, you drop them home. You understand? We've got these benefits and we've got these luxuries for everybody to utilize. So you come around my house and, but guys, just open my fridge and just do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, that's what it's there for. I'm not here to, what are you doing? My food, or you got to go because I'm leaving my house and I've got something to do. You sit down, you make yourself comfortable, your kids are in the house, you're comfortable. When it's time to go home, I'll ask my wife to drop you home. It's simple as it's just something that has been embedded in me from God. People tell you. You'll see them in the comments later on, like, no, bro, Snatch left me in the workshop, bro. Or my man taught me this. And I've taught a lot of people now who have surpassed me. You understand? And surpassed me. And the ones who never really gave me the credit for it, God had gave them their dealing. A couple people have stolen from me. You think you can steal from me and then use the skills that I taught you to be successful? They let God deal with you. I could have come around and done you over. I'm not going to do you over. God is going to show you the benefits of what I was trying to teach you. Then he's going to strip you from your rights. He's going to strip you from everything, because the way you obtain that, it wasn't with a sincere heart. And you got to realize this life is all about the trust. You got to make sure, so the moral of the story is, bro, you got to make sure the people that are around you, you're networking and you're flying straight. You've got to keep that trust, because once you break, trust takes years to build, bro. It takes only a second to destroy. And that's it. So you've got to make sure, you fly straight at whatever you do. Good intentions. But as it is, anybody that needs any help, I'm always here to help, man. Whatever I can do. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm not I ain't got, the most finances in the world, but, I can always help. You understand? As I said, I can always help. And if you need any help in my fields or anything that I do, I can always help.
No, that's a blessing, guys. Not many people can, just do what you do and be proud of it. And I guess the art, the secret to life. The more you give, the more you come back. As long as you give in without the intention of getting it back.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah.
Literally.
100%.
So, you are a lot to your mum.
Yeah, all of it.
Amazing.
Yeah, all of it.
Thank you. Thank you for her.
Yeah, all of it.
In most cases, we look at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
We look at the kids and what they do wrong. Just give some advice on a quick one on mothers, how they can help these young kids navigate through.
Yeah, so I can only go on the basis of how I teach, and the advices of how I teach my kids is, at the same time, everybody thinks it's about being a friend with your kid. You got to keep that friendly relationship. Okay, I understand, but it's about being a parent, enforcing these rules and sticking by these rules. You understand? I grounded my daughter just the other day for nearly 3 months. People might think that's harsh. I'm from the days where you could get a slap and get this. I'm talking about you had no phone straight. Like she was to the point thinking like, well, you understand? I'm showing you, look, this is the severity because this system is gonna discipline you if you do the wrong things. So why won't you be disciplined at home? Like you will lose your phone, you will lose your privileges. And I'm talking about, it's basics, back to basics. All these privileges that you got, you're talking about, you're reading books, going to school, coming back, there's no eyelashes. You understand? There's no makeup. You're going to school playing Jane, basic. You understand? You got to understand everything. And for the parents that don't have the opportunity to give their kids as much as we can do, you have to enforce some sort of discipline. And it's going to be harder. As I said, it's mainly for us men out there who do have kids is to own up and be responsible for your youths, because it's difficult for a mother independently to try and raise that masculine energy, especially when your youths are coming to 15, 16, 17. So I'm not advising mothers to install fear from young if they feel like, because no mum goes into a relationship thinking that they're gonna be an independent mother and I'm gonna have to raise my son alone. You understand? And I'm gonna not be loving, because first time mums, they don't really have a clue. Everything's all about, let the baby sleep in the bed, it's all right. And it's all this maternal stuff, which you can't blame women for because they're maternally advanced. This is their job. They want to show that passion and affection of love, which God gives them those chromosomes for. You understand? And the male will have an X and a Y chromosome. Females, they will bear the two X's. Yeah? Am I right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Gee, that's a test, ladies and gentlemen. I hope if we got it wrong.
Nah, get it wrong. What you on about, man? You trying to me, man.
I passed. For all you people that wanted me to fail, shame on you. Nah, the females do carry the two X's.
Yeah, right. And so we don't understand it. That's why we lack the knowledge and understanding the anatomy of the human body and how we become the people who we are, and these masculine outbreaks that some of these young boys are dealing with because females cannot relate to it. So all you men out there who ain't fathering your youths, you might need to man up, bro. That is the biggest mistake within our community, is these young brothers not manning up to what they've bring into the world and helping guide these youths, because bro, it's hard for a young man to not listen to his dad. You want to say you got to be really rebellious, like you got to be that guy that's only around once a month and your youth's just on a reckless thing and you're like, bro, I can't even be bothered for my man. But once you install that discipline and your son learns that respect and can see you as a role model, as my father, even trying, not everyone, it's not going to be working for everyone, but most of us is where it starts with these young men, is having a father figure in their life. That's the most important thing. And for the mothers, it's don't be so easy on your sons. Yeah, don't be so easy. And you make sure if he's doing something wrong, it's not a fun and joke. If you see your youth slapping somebody at nursery, or they've come back and they've told you that your son has just inflicted pain on another kid, you make sure you tell him that was wrong. You discipline. Don't think, break. like a lot of these people do. A lot of people, they buy these little red flags. They don't understand it. It's these little red flags. You'll see your little youth doing something. Getting these toys and smashing these toys. Hold on, hey, come here. Fix up. Not only that toy costs money, bro, you're moving aggressive. You understand? Like, you gotta understand. A lot of kids, they don't understand their emotion or what they're doing or they're comprehending things. But that's why it's for us to install it and teach them. It's for us to install it and then teach them, that behavior is not what is known as systematic. To you, it might be normal, but we've got a guideline of rules that we need to follow, right? If your youth is doing all this mad behavior stuff that you may see, there is a system that has been put in place. I'm not saying that this system is right or this system is wrong, but then we got to conform. We got to learn to conform, because this is the rules of the book. There is rules in our society, bro, and we have to conform. We might not like them as much. We cannot do nothing about these rules. We need to sit up and start doing these marches, bro. It's not gonna do nothing. It's not gonna change nothing. So there's a set of rules that we have to teach our kids and make sure they conform to. I'm not saying you're gonna go to school and you're gonna have to listen to everything that this guy says, but at the same time, when this person's speaking, you might not have to take in what he's saying or believe what he's saying, but he's talking and it's his time to talk. You'll get your time, and until you're ready to talk and you understand what you're about to say, then you project your voice. Otherwise, don't try to lead a situation when you're not ready to be a leader. So we got to teach our kids to conform and understand that there's a set of rules. Yeah, you don't be going here, you don't be smashing. Come in my household when you're a young kid, you don't be smashing no toys, you don't be doing this, you don't be doing that, and you let them understand that there's rules, and you've got to install the fear of God. I always tell my children, but okay, Don't listen to me, bro. I told my kid the other day, I said it to him, this is a perfect example. I said to him, look, see me, I don't celebrate Halloween. Some people might celebrate, it's up to you. Yeah? Say to them, I said, what are you talking about? You're celebrating something you know nothing about. What are you celebrating? Tell me what you were celebrating. What is this day for? Why are you celebrating this day? What is it about? Do you even know what the day's about? No, but everybody's doing it. You're a leader. You don't do what everybody does. You know what I'm saying? Bruv, God will judge you for celebrating this day. It's not between me and you. I'm not going to stop you from doing this, but I'm showing you. So I've already showed him, look, bro, I could easily take the right away from him from celebrating this day. You understand? But I'm not going to do that as a parent. But I've told you, you've got the choices now to fear Allah, because Allah will judge you on the day of judgment about celebrating this day. Yeah? Or chill at home with me and do what I do, because I know what's best. I don't want to go out with everyone else and I want to do what this is doing, trick-or-treating and da-da-da-da-da. All right, cool. You do that. You're young. Your sins will be forgiven, but I'm telling you it is wrong. You understand? So he's thinking in his head like, I'm saying, bro, sit down and have a think about it. So he's backtracked it and he's thought about it. Nah, I'm going to go. But I'm installing something inside your head. I'm installing it slowly. That's why we got these things. Let me show you one thing, how I teach my kids as well. Television. Yeah, it's television. It tells lies and you vision it. Yeah, the best way to program something is by programs. Everything on the television is called a program. If I want to program this society, I'm going to program everything through the television, and I'm going to install this way of life. You're going to see on every advert, this festive season, they're going to install you for years and years. Your parents are going to come compatible to it. And it's like your brain is a hard drive. It's installing this information. And when you see something so much, it becomes the norm. It's not the norm. This is why they glamorize all these other things. And you see all these things getting glamorized. So things become norm. Bruv, there wasn't so much killings until Call of Duty. Like, bruv, I've seen 12-year-old kids playing Call of Duty. There's a reason why this game is for 18. You understand? And for your parents who let these kids walk around with this stimulation, this is created to stimulate, desensitize our kids with these big zombie killers. There was no such thing as a zombie killer when I grew up, because I didn't play Call of Duty. And zombie killer only come out in Call of Duty when the zombie mode come out and he had the big ass knife, and now everyone's walking around with this, I got a zombie killer. I got it. And bro, they desensitize our kids. And now our kids who are playing this game at the age of 12, it's your fault for letting your kids play this game at the age of 12. Because now they did, when the age of 16, they thinking, I've done this, so I'm stimulating. And this is how they teach you. Let me show you something. You go, by playing a computer game, this is not, but let me show you something. To learn the playing, they put you in a stimulator mode. They make you sit down on the artificial thing and you feel like you're flying this plane. You've never ever flown a real plane, but it feels like you're flying the plane. You're sitting there, and this is how they teach you. You've got to do 100 hours before you're even allowed to step in a real aircraft and get that up off the floor. But they put you in something that's called a stimulation mode, and they stimulate your brain, make you feel like it's real, and you become desensitized, and then you're lifting the plane up. The same thing as playing fucking Call of Duty. There is no difference. You're sitting in this mode, you're glued in, your mind stimulated to the screen, and you got this knife and you're running around and you're stabbing people. Okay, it's called desensitizing your brain, becoming the norm. And you cannot say that this doesn't work because it's tried and tested, because this is how people fly planes, bro. Okay, and they're not going to teach you this. So those another failures that we do with on the kids, we're giving them these amusement games and letting them sit down. Oh, we go upstairs. Oh yeah, he's playing a computer. No, you limit them, and you make sure you know what your kid's playing. You understand? This is why the whole point of them now, they've allowed you to try and download games, you know, off the internet directly, because parents started realizing, yo, my son can't, this hard copy, you have to be ignorant and buy your son that hard copy. Now they realize, well, this hard copy ain't getting brought as much. The reason being because people understand it's desensitizing their children. So now it's from a click of the button. Before you know it, you're looking on your mum's card because she allowed you to purchase something that she guided you purchase the first time, but not knowing PlayStation, they automatically install this. You understand? They install those details inside the computer, and when you want to buy something from the game store, it's from a click of the button. All right, and they click the button, and before you know it, they got the new Call of Duty, and not even that, they've released the free modes. Yeah, there's Warzone. Now it's for free now. Yeah, let's fuck up these kids' brains. Get it before you know you got the 8-year-olds running around doing the madness. You got these 8-year-olds killing guys and becoming desensitized to life. And that is where we're going wrong as well as parents. We got to make sure we know what computer games our kids are playing.
Brother, is there anything you don't know about?
No. We're just breaking it down. It says God's work right now.
What? That is so much. I never even thought about the stimulation. Yeah, I knew the programming, but when you broke it down as in order to fly a plane, you're going through the stimulation.
That's what I'm saying.
That's correct.
Of course, we're giving God's work right now.
We don't know that.
This is God's work, B. Nothing to do with me. It's all praise is due to Allah. This is God's work. He's making sure that we're getting this point across. You understand, Makar? This is where we are failing. This is where we are failing right now as humans. This is where we're failing. You understand? So yeah, we got to make sure we apprehend them. We very precautious. I'm not saying F the system and do all of this, obviously, but we got to know how to conform to the system, and we got to make sure we know where we want our children to go in life and some of the things that we are doing wrong. So that is where we're getting a lot of this violence, and obviously it's a lot of the music. But I don't want to tarnish and say it's only the music, but music plays a big part in the stimulating of the brain. You understand? I always see it. You know, my daughter, she's got a thing called Nordic memory. You understand? And she can't remember nothing. When I say nothing, she can't even remember a pin to her phone. Like, this is real life. Like, no, I can't remember. But I'm telling you now, she can't remember. This is real life stuff. She can't remember. But for some reason, you can remember every single track that comes. DBE and do and boo 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 and do. You can remember all these artists and Ambush, and you can remember everything, every word for word, because that's what music does. It's on a frequency which tunes into the brain, and the brain apprehends it and it interprets it and it can store it, because that's the power of music. You understand? It's the gigahertz, and it's something that the body recognizes, because it's all about frequencies, and music lets off a frequency where it can reconfigure the molecules on the body, and the body can interpret that it's a feeling. It's like a buzz. People don't realize it. It's like a drug. Music releases a thing called endorphins. You understand? Endorphins can make you feel good about yourself, and a lot of people won't understand it if they don't understand the anatomy of the body and how these things work. It's almost like a dose of adrenaline. You don't know what it is, so you thrive to make sure you understand what is going on. Yeah, and if you have to listen to those musics and that song on repeat, and it embeds in your brain. And I knew the power of music when my daughter can't even remember her phone pin. Yeah, because no disrespect to my daughter, she's a superb human being. She excels in other things. You understand? But certain things like that, where it becomes to memorizing a simple thing, she can't memorize it. But things like music, it embeds in her brain. And this is when I knew the power of music. I always knew the power of music anyway, but this was a life example for me to apprehend and put this into words, so I understood, the power of music is crazy, because you can't remember nothing, but you be able to remember these toxic words that these guys be promoting. And that was another thing where it was stimulated by a lot of people to tell you, before I'm going on to do something stupid, I use into music to psych out. You can listen to all these professionals who come out in the ring. You're thinking, bro, you've just hired a rapper to come out on show, but you still got your headphones on and you're getting yourself in that mode. You understand? Because it can trigger these endorphins, which can, bring on these things like adrenaline and bring on these other emotions that we don't understand, which will put you in that flight of courage. And a lot of these guys are listening to these desensitized music before they go and commit these violence offenses. They're listening to a lot of these things which desensitize or they block these emotions. This is what the power of music can do. So music is another thing. If you see your child just sitting there listening to nonsense, like my kids, they get upset when they're in the car riding with me because I'm just banging Rasta, soulful. You understand? They're going to sleep. Listen, wallahi, Adeen, I'm seeing my kids go to sleep when my journeys, all my journeys, my kids sleep because they ain't listening to no nonsense. This stuff is relaxing you. And I'm listening to soulful reggae music, and they're listening to some soulful reggae music, and they're thinking, Dad, this is boring.
Snatch, we need you back again here, bro. Honestly, listen, Snatch.
Yeah,
you gave us more time than you told us to gonna give us.
We good, man.
We're good.
Yeah.
Brother, I appreciate you more than you know.
Yeah.
You're a guy who turns nothing into something.
Yeah,
and a lot. It's a skill. You're special. You've known that. You've discovered that you're harnessed there.
Yeah.
You closing the show. So normally what we do here is I asked whoever comes on to close the show, just do what you've been doing. I don't even know how you're gonna close it, bro. You wanna say last time we had Oxy said a prayer, we had people just whatever you wanna do, bro.
Yeah, man.
You speak to them, whatever.
Yeah, as I say, our most importance, all praises be due to Allah. La ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. You must learn to recite that. That's a very important recite. It's the main importance to give you that that we believe in the higher power and we believe in the Prophet Muhammad. And man, as I said, everything for the grace of God. We know how it is. And the same thing is we're only doing God's work right now. So it's just, we're just gonna keep pushing to the youths actually realize that, yo, we are special beings, bro. We are not the average type of normal smashed up piece of nonsense that they try to make us out to be, because we are the sole purpose. You understand? We are the sole purpose, and without us there is no life. You understand? So it's the main goal is to make sure the youths are tuned in. You understand? And tuned in and understand one's worth. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Understand one's worth and understand that you can be anything in this world, bro. Don't suppress yourself to think that, yeah, I'm going to be this guy that has to be stacking shelves, or I'm going to be this guy that's going to work for this major corporate company, because it don't work like that. We come from empires that taught teachers. That's where we come from. We are the teachers of teachers, of every scholar. We are the original Adamski humanoid, original matter. Yeah, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. We are the originals. Yeah, and we are the first. So we have to realize that, yo, nothing has been done before us. We are the creators of all things. We are the creators of all things. And nothing was done before us. Okay, we are what is. Let me break it down for you. So we have I always break it down, yeah. We are the original beings. We are the original of everything. So when I say the original, we've got things that basically us mimics of other things. And how can we break it down? Let's just say, okay, then we have these things like computers, PCs. Yeah, let's say PCs. Everything is a copy of the human anatomy. We are so great. That's how great they are, that they've actually stimulated and made the whole world around the anatomy of an ethnic man. And so being how it happens, you've got a computer. And that main computer, what harvests that computer is a thing called a motherboard. It's the same thing which harvests a human being, is a thing called a motherboard. And that motherboard has things called like a memory and devices. Yeah, so you got to think about, what does that memory chip do in a PC? It stores memory, the same thing as the brain. Then we have the blue and the white wires, okay, which give you the neutral and the live. Yeah, our blood is blue and red, for those who don't know. Before the blood becomes oxidized, the blood is blue. When the blood becomes oxidized, it turns red. Okay, then we have the lens, the pupil of the cameras. Then we've got what do you want to say? You've got the motherboard, you've got the cooling system, which is the thyroid system in the body, which helps stimulates the body temperature, which helps cool down the PCs. You understand? We've got also the liquid cooling systems, and you also got the thyroid cooling system, which is the system that we have in our throat, which helps stimulates and regulates our temperature, our heartbeat. And it's the same thing that this system does. Without, if you let the computer overheat, it's not going to function. You understand? What else have we got where they've emulated the human body? The whole system of everything has been emulated from the display, even the PC, the monitor. It's the same thing in the brain. You know, you have the platform where you will display in your brain, yeah, in your lobe, which gives you your vision. So your pupils will receive the light, and how we actually see. It looks like we're seeing from here, but it's not. It's actually being displayed in the monitor in our brain. And it's the same thing which will happen with the PC screen. You have the lens which will display everything, and then it will be displayed on it will have the lens which will receive the lights and receive the image which will be displayed on the screen. So they've already been in our body, and they've already dissected and realized that, yo, we are the most advanced technology, and we need to stimulate that and manufacture the whole society around us. So everything, you got to realize, you got to understand one's worth and know who you are and understand what we are capable of, because we are more than what you think. Yeah, we are more than what you think in life. Life is full of surprises, and once you dig and look for those questions, things will start getting answered. And as I said, it's all about self-belief, oneness, one God, believe in God, and dig and focus. Keep focus, keep focus, keep focus, keep answering questions, keep learning. Don't drink. Don't be smoking no weed, because it's out here to destroy us. I'm not saying, yeah, okay, you're going to do what you're going to learn, but the weed will suppress the brain. Alcohol will bring in toxins in the body. You understand? So these are a lot of things that I'm not saying you're going to learn, and you're going to learn, and you're going to experiment. But at the same time, don't be getting caught up like this is the thing, because bunny weed is not the thing. That is not the thing, bro. And I can show you and I can reassure you that is not the thing. I used to smoke weed, passive smoke weed, weigh up the pros and the cons, nothing. Yeah? Nothing. The cons overweigh the pros all the time, you know. But yeah, it might do one or two things that what you can do, utilize that information, take it from it, and then move on. That's it. Okay, and don't let them desensitize alcohol. Like alcohol is your everyday thing to go to because you see it on the. So why it's alcohol when it's cool, when it's there, it's legal? No, don't get confused in the team because it's there for a reason. You understand? Make sure it breaks down something that we have. It's called the aura. Our aura is our spiritual defense. Okay, they might not teach you this in schools because it's why they. It's a bit going into too depth, but they might not teach you this in schools. But we have a thing which is a spiritual defense. Okay, and our aura is what allows this protection layer from these things, these entities and things that come around us and want to influence our thought process and influence some of the things that we want to apprehend in life. And they don't just suppress you. Before you know it, you're just being drained. You don't know what's going on. You're waking up and you're still tired, but you don't understand what's going on. It's because you decided to let that defense go. Once you start releasing these things in your body, you understand, you will start becoming more protected in your environment, and these things can't invade your space. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say for you. We just want to make sure we stay strong, stay healthy, make sure we're eating our fruits and our veg. Forget the 5 a day, but we want 10 a day. Yeah. Hydrated, you stay hydrated, and you make sure you know you're always learning, keeping the mind strong, reading, and learning.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your guest, Francis Koh. Snatch has been the host, took over. Till next time, love, peace, and happiness always. Jesus. Snatch.
Yeah.